Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara and welcome on my YouTube channel Tamara Cross Stitch. And I'm going to warn you that in this video there is going to be a lot of pink. Yes, and this is going to happen because I am stitching the Queen of the Needle series by Just Nan, and that one implies a lot of pink. That's why I have so much pink. So today I have another finished project from this series. It would be the third, which means that I am still left with one more to do. So I am reminding you, telling you that previously I stitched the Queen of the Needle mouse. It was the first one to be stitched. Then I stitched the Queen of the Needle octagonal cube, and then the third one, which I showed in a previous video. The third one, which I started, I don't know how to show it because it's a long one, is Queen of the Needle, the sampler. This one, it's an out of print design, so it's a hard to find one, and it's stitched on Gratiano linen, the pink Gratiano linen, which is also difficult to find. That's why last year when I was able to purchase just the embellishment pack for this one from our eBay, I was very happy. I purchased it, and I decided to start stitching this. So I was given the chart, like the copy of the chart, because yes, I had the opportunity to buy the chart as well last year, but I thought, why buying the chart if I don't have the embellishment pack? And then I found the embellishment pack. Okay, the thing is that having the embellishment pack is the most important thing, because I was borrowed the chart, and the linen, it was the problem which I couldn't solve. I couldn't decide for a longer time, but finally I decided to dye my own linen. So I dyed a piece of 28 count Cashel linen, and finally I stitched it. Last time when I showed it to you, it was half stitched. I think it was this part stitched. So actually what I have done is this second part, and now you can see the whole design being stitched. So in this second part, if you would like to see what I have, so there is the bunnies on the grass, the flowers, the butterflies, and it says that bluebirds and bouquets obey all your wishes when you rule all the colors and command all the stitches. Yes, so except the famous words here, I had to write more. And then there is another band with strawberries. I think there's a strawberries, and they had like 1, 2, 3, 4 colors plus one blend, like 5 different colors each, like stripe of this, and also backstitch with the yellow floss, so that it would be the the thing which the strawberries have. And I suppose that these are strawberry flowers, and which are made in specialty stitches, and a few beads, and 2 ladybugs, which are 1/1. Yes, this was the only 1/1 which was present here in this design, and it was just a simple row of stitches, cross stitches. I had it here as well. You see, this one is a repeating one. Then a simple band which was just cross stitches. Yeah, there were like 2 here things. And the last one, which was like, again, the finishing corners, a beautiful vase and 2 butterflies. And in such a way, I have the design finished. Beautiful one, very beautiful. It was a pleasure and a joy to stitch it. After finishing, I checked out the measurements which were shown in the chart. I mean, how the chart says the design should be, and mine is smaller. Now, I don't know, because I don't know which is the reason, because I checked the count of the fabric when starting stitching, and still it seems to me that it was 28. It didn't get smaller. But I suppose this is happening because Gratiano linen, that one, the count is a little bit larger than 28. Now I'm stitching the next piece on Gratiano linen, and yes, I convinced myself, because it's the third, I think, piece I'm stitching on Gratiano, And I knew about this fact that the Graziano linen is Graziano linen's count. It seems a little bit, but a little bit larger than 28th count. And maybe this was the reason, because this one was supposed to be stitched on Graziano initially. I don't know, but I'm happy that I stitched it, that I have it. And this would be the third, as I said, the third piece in this series. And I even started the fourth, and in a second you'll see what I have there. And the Queen of the Needle is being stitched. I mean, the case is already started, and this is what I have. So I cut the piece of Graziano linen, the one which has to be used for the outer part, because both parts have to be stitched and then you put them together. I liked that in the instruction it was said how many squares you cut, like in the width, in the height or length, which color of which color should be the first one when you start the corner. I mean, everything was here. Nice, really nice. And I would tell you that this is not a very easy thing to be stitched. I mean, there are specialty stitches, there are a lot of Smyrnas. Thanks God, the fabric is easy to stitch on it. I liked it, but it's not an easy stitch, you know. It's pretty difficult to be done, but it's so beautiful. It's so nice. I totally adore it. Totally love it. So it's this one is divided into three parts. It's A, B, C. So I started with A. This would be A, and this one is finished except some beads I have to put here. Like this flower should have 3 beads, and these ones have to have beads here. But as I'm stitching on my hoops, I thought that the beads can be damaged if I'm just going to put the hoop. The roses, by the way, little roses, which you can see here, they are kind of like, they are stitched in 3 colors, by the way, and they are time consuming. They are kind of like here, but not totally like here. They are a little bit different, you know. It's crazy, I would say. Then what else? This one's also quite interesting, because first you do the specialty stitch, then you do the back stitch, which you have to do here. Yeah, nice and interesting. About the materials, by the way, for this one. So first I decided to do this part, I mean the one which has a lot of cross stitch. So as I said, I have already the Graziano linen. The original key says that it should we should use Rainbow Gallery Splendor threads. I decided to stitch it in DMC. That's why I found a chart which was transformed. So which color of DMC corresponds to which color of Rainbow Gallery. First I started like translating, I wanted to say, to realize which is which according to that chart. Then I understood that it's a bad thing to do, because actually, and I have just finished, you know, like stitching the Queen of the Needle, and all the symbols, everything was so fresh in my mind, you know. And I said, why I'm doing this? Because when I looked at the other chart, I saw that the symbols, they are the same. For example, the two symbols of the threads which are used for the bunny, they are the same. The pink ones used for the flowers, they are the same. The only thing which comes extra is the some symbols which are for Smyrna, because as you can see, for example, there is C for B5200, and there is a white heart for Smyrna of 5200, B5200. And I just like figure it out how to do, and just transferred them. And as a matter of fact, let me show you the color range of this design. So this would be the threads. So they are in this order, like this, you see, and they are 18 colors of floss used here. So I don't know if it's going to be worse if I would worse meaning like in comparison if I would have stitched with Rainbow Gallery, but I liked it. So far I liked how it looks like. Other fibers which I need here, and I just figured out what to do. This is the 12 pearl white from DMC, so here it is. This one, by the way, is going to use for the border back stitch. I don't know if for something else, but I know for sure that it's needed for border back stitch. Also, in the embellishment pack, apparently, it was green leaves over dyed silk and antique rose over dyed silk. I tried to find out on internet some like this work being stitched. I tried to make sense, because first I looked in the chart where these colors are used and tried to make sense which what should I choose from the silks which I already have in my stash. So I decided to use something from the silks I have in my stash. And in such a way, for the pink one, I chose Sophie's Strawberries. This is Fred Gavrer, and this one was for sure used in this one was used for one of the Half Dolls skirts. The idea of choosing it was the fact that this pink has in itself, I mean, almost all the pink colors which are used here, and that's why I thought it's going to be okay. And for the green one, it was so funny, because in the beginning I couldn't find where it is used, this green thing, green color. Apparently on this side it's used in a specialty stitch, and on the other side in some cross stitches. The fact is what was made here, because first I tried to understand why do I need this green. Apparently in the Queen of the Needle sampler, these 3 shades of green are used. It's 3362, 3363, 3364, you see. For this design, this one, 3364, it's not used anymore. It's just these 2. And apparently, like this one, it should replace this one. I think so. That's why I tried to look in my stash something which would be more or less close to this one. And I found Granny Smith Green by Gloriana. Well, what decision did I make? I decided that the specialty stitch which I have to make on this side, I'm going to make with the silk floss, but the cross stitches which will come inside, I mean like the other side, is going to be with 3364. So I'm not going to spend Granny Smith Green on the inside part of the chart and of the design. And also I need the white pearl beads, which are the leftover from this one. I mean from this one, from the Queen of the Needle sampler. Yeah, because this is the only leftovers I have from there. I used the charm, I used the 6 pink big beads, and I have just this one. So they are going to be used for this one. If it's not going to be enough, I still have some leftovers from the cube, because they are also white, and from the mouse. So yes, they are going to be used, these ones. And except of all these things, the clasp, which is TerraCast, and this one, as I said, is exactly as the original clasp, but I purchased it separately. So this would be everything. I mean, like I stitch part 1, part A, I have to stitch B and C. Kind of it should be, you know, this is, I don't know why I thought it's going to be larger. I always think it's going to be larger, but it's going to be like this, you see? So this is A, here is going to be part C, and here is going to be part B stitched, something like this. And for the inside part, I have some materials to show to you. I still haven't decided finally which fabric it's going to be, because it needs to be a fabric which has exactly the same size as this one, you see? It says 28th count, but as I said, the Graziano 28th count is larger. Still, I am keen to use this even weave, which was dyed by me. I still have it and I still like it. Also, for the inside part, I need some felt to do some things. I found in my stash this felt, and visually it looked like the one which was used. And I need some fabric, because there are some things which are supposed to be made with fabric. And I bought some fabric which looks like this. I don't know, I think it's okay. And I don't know if Pamela's Final Touches has how it's called, tassel, but I saw the one which was finished on internet. It had a tassel, and I liked how it looked with the tassel, and I purchased two. I purchased the purple one, and I purchased the pink one. I'll see in the end which one is going to look nice here. So I'm going to attach a tassel also. But first, and as I said, inside I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to do as I think it's going to be okay for me, this organizer. But the first task is to stitch this front, outside part, yes, and to have it finished, because this here is the hard work actually. I think so, at least. Okay, so I'll continue stitching it and you'll see what is happening. And I wanted to show you how the project is going on. I mean, Queen of the needle case, because I finished stitching and like doing everything on the outer part. I don't know how to call this one correctly. So not an easy stitch, by the way. I remember when reading in the instructions of Queen of Black Magic that that design is kind of how do I say, not temptation, kind of see if the stitcher has the patience to stitch everything what's there, because there is a lot of 1/1. Here I don't have a lot of 1/1. I don't have anything here. At least I don't remember having here 1/1. But not little stitch, by the way, not little stitch. So last time I showed you this part, it was part A, which was already stitched, and since then I stitched part B and part C. Part B is this one. Look how full and nice this one is. So what does it have? The hearts are Rhodos stitches, and by the way, I remind you that I made them with Sophie's strawberries from Silken Colors. So this is my choice, because I don't have the original embellishment pack, which would have contained the antique rose silk thread, which needed to be here. So I like how it looks like, by the way. I don't know how does it look to you, but in my case I'm happy about this. Then again, like the daisies, which come another specialty stitch, then this row of pink and purple flowers, and the middle of the purple flowers is with Algerian eyelet. And then again I wrote in my little kingdom, I backstitched in my little kingdom of stitches that cross, I am Queen of the Needle and Boss of the Floss. So officially it's the third time I have written these verses in the last works. And the butterflies, I like them very much. Then the little butterflies, they are Smyrna, quite a lot of Smyrna, I would say. And then the green silk, which needed to be used here, it's in this Italian cross. I think it's called this one. You see, it's also a specialty stitch. And in my case, I already said that I would use Granny Smith Green by Gloriana, and this is what I used. Nice one. And then the baskets, the specialty stitches which represent the roses. I made a mistake here, because they should be this color, you see, of pink. But I chose the wrong pink, and when I realized, I just looked at it and I decided not to rip it off, because I like how it looks like. So I don't think it looks bad, especially I think it looks okay with this heart. That's why I decided not to rip it off, and that's why here is it. And it's going to be the other part, and it's not going to be so evident that, okay, look, it's different. Then my initials, yes, it was the... I'm not a big fan of writing the initials, stitching the initials, but I didn't know. So leaving it without anything, I didn't want to, and the letters were nice. So yeah, I decided that I will do this. And the double Leviathan here, like something new, which I hadn't used before. It's here. Yes, something like this. And the beads, of course, I attached the beads. So here the beads are just here. Here the beads are here and a little bit here. And then the last part. See, this is how it looks like. Pretty nice with this bunnies. It was easy, and again, I thought that the Sophie strawberry in the beginning, I thought that it's going to be used only in these flowers, but no, apparently I need it for the hearts as well. And again, the Italian cross was here made with the Ava silk and the vase, one more vase. And what I liked about this one, because the flowers which are inside represent all the specialty stitches which were used in this design. So as you can see, like the roses I made previously, the heart, the double leviathan, the I don't remember how this one is called, it was used like here I had 4, and then the Algerian islets in the middle of these 2 white pink flowers. Nice, really nice, I would say. So after finishing it, so it's not difficult, but anyway, it's time consuming, so which I didn't think in the very beginning that it's going to be, but anyway, it's time consuming. Also, I already stitched the back stitch for biscornu stitch, which is going to be how it's called in the end to attach the parts with white pearl thread. And I also attached the clasp. So here it was said this part to be attached here with the green, and here this one it was said to be attached with white pearl. So in the beginning I attached it not with white pearl but with white simple floss, and I attached it like this way, you see. And I tried to put it together and realized that it's wrong, that this one is too tight, because this one has to be, you see, like this, so that it would be able to put it together. So just like a thing, because I made it wrong in the beginning. Okay, so I finished this one. I don't have anything on this side because I'm going to do it like, I mean, the thing which is put on the other side, so that it would make the fabric like tight or firm, because I said that I'm going to do it when I'm going to do the finishing. And I had to do the other part, the interior. Yes, my first idea was to take the even weave, which I dyed when I dyed the fabric for the sampler, Queen of the Needle sampler, and I started like doing the one of the parts. And when I, because of these 3 like not squares, don't remember how it's called, it's going to be here, they have to coincide to this one. For example, this one has to coincide to this one. And when I was like looking, I saw that this one is larger, and I said, okay, probably the fabric is larger. So this one is from this even Eve is from Lanarte design, and I know that Lanarte they used to put in their designs not only how it's called, not 28th count, but they used to put like larger 27th count. I knew about that, but I said that due to the fact that I dyed it, probably this one was made like smaller, and it's going to be okay. When I saw that this one is big, I said, okay, let me check, and I started doing like the border back stitch. And when I like put it together, I realized that this one is larger, because here I need 154. This one is already 140, and they go like, they have the same length. So no, this one wouldn't go. I said, okay, let's ignore that I worked a little bit on it. Good thing that I didn't do the whole thing. But I didn't do the whole thing because I realized that it's important that they would be together. Then I took the DMC pink peach, which I said that I'm not going to use because this is pinkish. Peach, this is a pink peach, but I said, okay, let me try to see if at least fits. And I started doing again the back stitch, like border back stitch, and no, this one also is larger. And I said, why? Because like according to the key, I need also Graziano pink solid linen, but I don't have that pink solid linen from Graziano. Then I said that I'm not going to dye anything more because I don't know how the count is going to turn, and I just went to the solution which I said I will go to if nothing will fit, because yeah. So I took an identical like gingham, pink gingham linen like this one, and I started doing the border, and I'm going to do the things inside. Yes, because this is going to be like the best solution, at least I think so. I'm chose the same like thing to do, because when I'm going to put them back, I want like you know, like the white square to go to the white square, the pink square to the pink square, something like this. That's why I try to do the same thing. So I'm going to continue stitching first this thing, like make the final decision what I'm going to use inside, because I'm going to change my inside design is not going to be as the original one. And I think that next time when I'm going to show you this design is going to be a ready finished project. I hope so. And finally, after many days of hard work, yes, many days of hard work, I finally finished the Queen of the Needle sampler. I don't know, maybe I'm tired, maybe it's not my thing to do now, but I think that the finishing of this one, so far it was like the most tiresome and energy eating thing. I don't know why, but it was very I don't know how to say, I'm trying to make it like even, this one. So Queen of the Needle sampler, this is how it looks in my interpretation. The outside is exactly as it should be according to the key. I mean, like the fabric is according to the key, the stitches are made. Okay, the color may be not the same because I stitched in the DMC thread, some two silks, but it was the DMC thread. But more or less, I think it looks like the original. The inside, I said that I'm going to change the inside, and this is how the inside of the organizer looks in my interpretation. So I changed, as I thought it's going to be useful for me, because I think that I'm going to try to use this one as a needle minder, needle case in some of my projects. I hope it's going to be useful. Okay, what have I done? So here I have the scissor rest, I don't know how to call. So first of all, what did I do? I took a piece of felt, I glued two very strong magnets, but when I say strong, I mean like they are super duper strong. Here they are. I attached the so the needles are attached to the felt, not to this fabric. I also attached, I mean like sewed this one with YLI thread, and this one is, you see, it's very strong, and I can put the scissors here. Okay, the scissors I chose, they are Premax scissors, and they are, no more no less, they are rabbit scissors. Yes, I thought that they are going to be very nice here because I have the rabbit here. So the rabbit should have been here inside, but on other side I stitched it here. And I wanted very much the case to have a tassel here on the side, and I was thinking like attaching a tassel here, like sewing it, but then I thought that if I have a scissor and I put the scissor kind of like here, you see, and when I close it, the tassel goes here. So I have a scissor for the tassel, I have a tassel for the scissor, and like when closing this one, it becomes the tassel of the organizer. I thought it's a good idea. I use the pink one. I have a purple one, like I mean this beautiful purple, but I thought that this one is going to be okay because it has this bead which kind of looks like mother of pearl, and I have mother of pearl buttons here, and it has gold, and the scissors are gold, but when it's going to be I can change it. This is the thing. I can use any tassel if this one is going to go wrong. Okay, and the scissors are very sharp, by the way. That's why I looked into my these covers, and I found this one. This one would be the most appropriate, which would go like this, you see, so that I wouldn't like kind of damage the case. Then the middle one, I made it an organizer for threads, because in the original one here was this pocket where it was a piece of cardboard. That one, it was in the original pack, Pamela's Final Touches pack. I didn't have that one because in the original case, that one had a tassel. I mean, that piece of cardboard, and when you put it here, that tassel was like getting on the outside. That's why I like the idea of tassel. Okay, what did I do here? By the way, the color of the frames, because they are different. You see here it's pink and white. Here is green and purple. Here is white, lighter purple, darker purple. So I respected them, and the flowers which come here on the you see on the corners, I also respected. And here, this butterfly actually should be here because there is another pocket here, or I don't remember what it is here. I just moved it into this corner, and I made here a thread organizer. So I had 9 mother of pearl buttons like this. Why 9? Because initially they were 10, but when I was stitching Rosewood Manor, the welcome flower basket, I don't know how to call it, I needed a square mother of pearl button, so I needed a certain size, and these ones were purchased. And then I remembered that I had them, and I took them out and I arranged them like this, so that they would be organizer. I just put one thread, so you would see how it would look like. They are 9, so it means that I have to use this one for smaller projects, not large ones, where I can realize which thread is which. And here I made from fabric a little pocket where you can put the threads, because I thought if they are going to stay like this, it's going to be a mess. But you're like putting them here and you're putting them here, and everything is organized, something like this. And in the last one for me, there is a pocket. So this is a functional pocket where I put like the needle minder. So I mean the magnet is inside and needle minder is here. Inside can be put also the needle threader. I don't have one here, so whatever small things you have can be put into this pocket. And here it's a heart made of felt, which is pin cushion. It's you can put your needles, you can put your pins, whatever you need you can put here. These pins are from Kohana. Yeah. And as you can see, this one is not soft. It's pretty, you see, because I put the thing I used to put in all my things which I want to be not soft. So this would be my variant of inside, and this one didn't take little time, but I imagine that if I have done the original one where I have to stitch also there is a crown which has to be stitched with 1/1 and some more flowers, and then you have to write next to each of them. For example, here I should have written like scissors, here like needle organizer, here like pins and needles, I don't know, whatever here. But I mean, it should have been written with this kind of writing. They said no, no, I don't have the patience anymore. That's why I decided that this one is going to be like this. Still, I think the color of the fabric is still too white for this one. I mean, like, it can be darker. I tried very much to organize it in such a way so that this one wouldn't be thick, because I don't think that being thick is going to work out. And by the way, I still have to, like, when I'm closing and opening this clasp, still for me it's difficult. I mean, I'm doing it difficultly. I don't know, I think I am not used to this type of clasp. Just a second, I'm going to close this one and show you how it looks like closed. And finally closed it. This is how it looks like. Gorgeous, I would say. You know, gorgeous not because I made it, like, I mean, like, I stitched it, I finished it, but gorgeous meaning that the idea, the design of Nan Caldera, That one was gorgeous, beautiful. I don't think that I would take this one as a trip organizer or outside organizer. I mean, like, I would use it only inside. It's too beautiful to be used outside. At least I think so. This one is too beautiful to be used outside. Really, really nice. And I'm glad, by the way, that I still have the how they say, the willingness to do this one as well, because if you remember, I was like doubting doing this one or not. But I'm really, really happy that I still have the willingness and the strength and the patience to stitch and finish this one as well. And I'm going to film one more thing. So the thing is that I framed the sampler. Yes. So when I finished stitching and finishing like the case, the needle case, not the needle case, the case, the organizer. Yes. I just realized that from this series, Queen of the Needle, which I have been stitching like in the last weeks, I would say even month, the sampler is the only one which is not finished. It's not framed. It's not framed because still I was considering having it framed, not finished in a bell pull, for example. And I thought, what if I'm going to try to frame it? But the thing which I was not sure about is the frame, because such frames which would be how they say, tall and pretty not so wide, they're not so oftenly like sold in the shops, I mean. And when I went to the range, it was the shop, I saw this frame. This is a plastic, it was light brown frame being sold, and it was even for a discount, so it was super duper cheap. And I was okay, I'm going to buy it. If it's not going to fit, I can finish something else here. And I purchased it, and when I came home and I tried to put it here, and I saw that it was, I mean, like the frame, just the frame, the simple one, I saw that it was going like nice meaning that for example here, like on the bottom and on the top, I have like 3 centimeters, and here I have 3.5. So it's almost the same distance. Okay, if I didn't center it perfectly, this is already my fault. But generally speaking, more or less it was practically the same. And I said, oh, it's going to go. So I bought paint, white paint. And these things, they are wooden, and they are not colored. They are in the like wooden original form. And I had already them purchased to finish a frame like this. So the intention was to finish a frame like this and to color them in whatever color I would need. And when I purchased the frame, I see that the sampler was okay. And I remembered that I had these ones, and I said, okay. And I remembered that the sampler was going with these corners, and I said, oh my God, they are going to fit like very nice. And then I took them out, finished the frame, I colored everything in white, I glued these 4 things here, and I finished the sampler as well. So officially, the Queen of the Needle series is stitched, and everything, yes, I proudly can say that everything is finished. So in such a way, I have the sampler, Queen of a needle. I have the cube, Queen of a needle. I have the mouse, who is the Queen of a needle, and I have the needle, the case, not the needle case, the case, which is also Queen of the needle. So this would be my finishing and my proud interpretation of this series. And thank you, just Nan, for this beautiful, beautiful creation. And that's everything what I wanted to show you in today's video. I hope it was interesting for you. I hope you liked it, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.